This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Kubrat Pulev has said that he will bust up Anthony Joshua in front of his own fans. Cool. Now, a couple of things that we could really look into in that one is, first of all, looks like Pulev is agreeing to come to the UK. Fantastic news. And I would imagine that Anthony Joshua has probably given Pulev a little bit more money to entice him to fight in the UK. Anthony Joshua wants this fight to be in the UK. He spent the whole of 2019 abroad. Now he wants his return to the UK, with Tottenham Hotspur Stadium being the front runner. Fantastic stadium, beautiful stadium. Unless, of course, you're a Gooner, an Arsenal fan, you'll totally disagree with that statement, of course, with that North London rivalry. But either way, great news for the fact that it does appear that that fight is very, very close and set to be announced very, very soon. Now, Pulev is currently 38 years old, so he's no spring chicken, but Joshua has no choice but to fight him. He's his mandatory. I mean, we're supposed to sidestep him and lose the belt. So again, anybody who's hating on it, behave yourself. Pulev is a consensus top 10 heavyweight across the board. Okay, so yes, he is 38 years old, but he's still pretty dangerous. The only thing that I'll probably say about Pulev is the lack of heart, the lack of courage. That's the only thing that I could probably look at with Pulev and go, I'm not convinced about you. I think inside the ring, he's phenomenal, he's dangerous. One hell of a jab. He uses that 1-2 with a big right down the pipe. But I think that ever since he lost to Pulev, if you notice, he hasn't fought anyone with that much of a heartbeat, okay? Because he's quite happy to be one of these kind of guys to fight journeymen and to sit around waiting for an opportunity. Yes, Hughie Fury is not a journeyman, but again, he was forced into that fight. But again, why wouldn't he take it? For some bizarre reason, he was getting 75% of the split in that fight, even though he wasn't the official mandatory, which is ridiculous, right? Anyway, so a fight between Anthony Joshua and Pulev. Now, this fight was supposed to have taken place a couple of years ago when Pulev, he was making all kinds of excuses. It's not fair that I have to fight him right now. 12 weeks camp is not enough time. I need 16 weeks camp for a fight of this magnitude, all that kind of stuff. My team are not talking to me that much, so I didn't really know that I was supposed to be fighting Anthony Joshua. He was talking about Team Sauerland and that at the time. So he was planting the seed that the fight may not happen. And within about 2 weeks or so before the fight, he pulls out with an injury. Was it a shoulder or bicep? I forget what it was now. So naturally, a lot of people go, are you sure? Are you sure that you were injured in that one? Either way, he gets replaced by Carlos Takam. But of course, Pulev, listen, he's been offered the fight beforehand. He was offered the fight against Anthony Joshua instead of Eric Molina. But Pulev wanted to go fight for the European heavyweight title instead. Again, it's here on YouTube. You can go see it for yourself. So, is it a fight that's going to really captivate the audience? In some ways, yes, because let's not forget, over here in the UK, there are a lot of Bulgarians. Obviously, since they joined the EU and what have you, they came over here in their droves, along with the Romanians and that at the time, and previous before that, the Polish and that. So Bulgarians are here in force, and they will, of course, be supporting their own guy. Pulev is a household name in Bulgaria. He's the David Beckham of Bulgaria. He's the Anthony Joshua of Bulgaria. So, yeah, it's actually a very, very interesting fight as far as the fans go. Hopefully people keep the peace, hopefully, because we do know that the Brits like widen up the Bulgarians and the Bulgarians like widen up the Brits, and then they can end up having a bit of a fight. But anyway, I hope that doesn't happen. But either way, Pulev is saying that he's going to bust up Anthony Joshua in front of his own fans. Now, he is very capable of doing so. Let's not overlook Pulev. I know people saying, but he's 38 years old. He's this and he's that. Well, okay. He's only ever lost once, and that was to a imprimed Vladimir Klitschko. Yes, he got pinged around in that fight, no doubt about it. But it all started off with one mistake that he made. He got caught with it, and after then, it was like a snowball effect. Okay? So, let's not write off Pulev. Pulev is a dangerous competitor. Very, very dangerous. Just because he's not fighting some of the top guys, and instead fighting, let's be honest, absolute bums, with the exception of Hughie Fury, then let's not look too much into it. Is he just here for the payday? If you think that he's just here for the payday and doesn't want to be world champion, think again. Okay, think again. He wants to be world champion. Now, he'd have probably preferred it if Anthony Joshua got stripped of that belt and then he goes fight somebody else. Because I don't think he really fancies himself against Anthony Joshua too much, which is why he always seems to be making excuses about not fighting him. But anyway, that's his statement, that he's going to bust up Anthony Joshua in front of his own fans. So as I said at the beginning of the video, that would tell us that the fight is actually going to be happening here in the UK. Bob Arum and Pulev will not be looking to take it to a purse bid, to take it to another country where they can get even more money, which leads me to suspect that Anthony Joshua has given up more of a chunk of his own purse to ensure that Pulev fights in the UK. Drop your thoughts below about it, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next video.